send data now.
Come on, man. We got to get our.
All right, let us know
Okay.
when you guys are able to see us, because apparently for the last 22 minutes, me and B-Dubs have just been talking to ourselves.
Yeah, we've had a really good time up here.
All right, can you guys see us now? Let me refresh my page here.
Mine says still waiting.
It might take like 30 seconds to go through to get started.
Good work, Craig.
Let's see. Oh. All right, so it looks like it made a different page for us here. Wow.
Up here, really?
Let me see here.
Yeah, really AI it up here. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, so I dropped a link on the other channel there. I'm going to give everybody... Okay. You see us now? Yeah, let me just check this.
I do. I see you on the other link.
Yeah. So there's a different stream that started. But yeah, so apparently me and B-Dubs were just talking to each other for the last 22 minutes, and there was absolutely nothing. Yeah, so that's awesome to know. We are here to break down barriers, foster collaboration and community, working towards a more secure future for everybody. Definitely a learning and growing environment. Welcome to the Party Pals, GRC Mafia. I was shouting out everybody in the chat and so forth as well. You guys are welcome to come up on stage. This might go to the wrong stream for the stage link now. It's the first time we've encountered an issue like this with Restream. So
stage link's still the same. That's when I came up here and go, what are y'all doing?
We're up here having a whole conversation.
Yeah, so basically let me recap here a little bit, because now you guys are going to, not even know what we talked about for 22 minutes. But basically, long story short, I rotated back to ChatGPT, and I was really surprised that it's actually pretty stupid. But one of the features that I do really like is they have this agent mode here, which does appear to work really well. It's the competitor to the Mariner, which is like the Angetic. You can tell it like, oh, go find me this on Amazon, and it'll do it. And I asked it to do a business impact assessment with Canva for the graphics and so forth against CIS IG1, and it actually output really well. The first output was promising, but then what I did is I gave it a little bit more information. It did locate the trust center for them. But after I gave the entire spreadsheet for all of the requirements and asked it to compare their trust center basically to the IG1 controls, it correctly went through. I've gone through over half of the spreadsheet already, and it's correct so far. So it's like, of course you don't want to trust the information, but this still saves you a lot of time on locating where this information would be. So it's pretty impressive. I would not be able to get this to work on Gemini very easily. And then right before I realized that we weren't even live, apparently, I was talking about the connectors and how also ChatGPT has implemented more connectors into the platform as well. So,
hey, don't miss out on your opportunity to implement that incident response.
Yeah, and then also Cam says that you guys saw the links going through, but nothing else. Yeah, literally on Restream, it said that the stream was running and everything, and it wasn't until PBO hopped onto the stage did we even find out that it wasn't actually going to YouTube. So
I thought it was B-Dubs summing me up here. I'm like, something happened to Chris. B-Dubs keep dropping a link. Maybe she want me to go up. Let me see what's going on.
I mean, sometimes it's difficult to keep up with the chat itself, but I mean, it is Friday, so like.
Nah, but you messed up. You should do the number one thing everybody do on YouTube. I need somebody to drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
hey, literally out of what? Over 150 streams, we finally encountered a streaming problem with that. I mean, that's an acceptable level.
Yeah, I mean, my mistake was that I'm over here multitasking, and I've been using the Discord live chat versus YouTube, since you can get all the cool emojis and GIFs and stickers in Discord, and not YouTube. So I had the video pulled up, but it was underneath another window, and I always have it muted, so I didn't realize it wasn't playing.
Yeah, and see, like, I just run everything through Restream, so I usually don't have anything else open, just because I have the chat option here already. But a really easy mitigation to this is now in the future, we could just open up the stream directly on YouTube and make sure that it's actually playing. That would be a really good, quick, free mitigation there.
Facts.
Really good call.
I usually just do the old school, give me a 1. Give me 1 in the chat. No.
Yeah, and then also Cam asked, how long did it take for this Ingetic ChatGPT? So the first one took 3 minutes, and the second one took about 3 minutes as well. And like, I can go through and share the link and so forth. You guys are more than welcome to take a look at it. It's really promising. I'm really surprised at how well it turned out.
And no, we do not have Agentic ChatGPT running our stream for us. We are running it.
For now.
For now.
That is until they integrate a deepfake option here.
It's coming. Is it paid or unpaid version? You using the paid?
This is the paid version.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah, and
it's the $30 version, not the $200 version. Correct?
20
or 20. Yes, which is
correct.
It's the cheap one, not the expensive one.
Exactly.
Went up.
Yeah, I just like to see what the different options are with the different AI models, which is why I jump around. But yeah, like I said, in large part, I think the image and video generation is behind Gemini, and then also, like, even the ChatGPT 5 just doesn't have very great responses in compared to like Gemini that I'm used to. The only benefit I've seen really is with this, with the connector options that they have, and then the agent option. So. Welcome to the party, pal, David. Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
I feel like I said so many good things earlier and dropped some disclaimers, and I don't even know what I said anymore.
Oh, no. Yeah, no worries whatsoever, David, because, yeah, like the first 22 minutes, me and B-Dubs apparently weren't actually streaming, even though we thought we were. I don't know how this is going to work because Restream should be recording. So maybe I'll do like a re-upload after the stream or something.
Yeah, I really don't know how that happened. I've not seen it in all these streams that we've done.
I mean, it was bound to happen. Like I said, one time that Restream messes up, you know, I don't think those are really horrible odds. The one thing I'm kind of curious about is it does appear that it went on a different YouTube link, which is more of a problem than anything.
Facts.
Yeah, I just want to throw out there, though, that Chris and I did start this stream on time. We may have been 2 minutes late, but we were here. And we were having a good time.
Yeah, it did start a new stream, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll probably, if Restream actually recorded this, we'll just upload it as a video afterwards, where I actually went through and detailed this a lot more for 22 minutes. So
yeah, welcome to the party, pals.
But yeah, how's everybody's week going? What's everybody working on?
Yeah, I just thought Space Tacos was having a good old time over there meditating.
Right? That's what I thought.
Talking about silence, I was like, yeah, I mean, I love the silence too. I made some comments on it.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, okay, maybe.
At least PBO came up on stage and let us know.
I was like, what are y'all doing? Well, I didn't think you were there. I'm like, okay, B-Dubs maybe needs some help.
I mean, if PBO or nobody else had joined the stage, we probably would have gone the whole hour doing the AMA and have no idea.
I just come up.
Do you realize how upset I would be if we did the whole AMA and then I'm like, all right, bye, and then we find out that it never actually streamed? I'd be like, what the hell? No wonder everyone was confused for an hour in chat. No wonder I have so many DMs in Discord.
Right?
Because yeah, you know, y'all pretty punctual. So I'm like, well, what's going on? Then I kept seeing you drop the link. I'm like, well, maybe there's something be up there. Because I said, let's go. was like, okay, let me jump on it real quick. And like,
We're here.
what are y'all doing?
I mean, if it was just me back here, I have the ability to go live myself.
Oh, facts.
You know,
I'm gonna implement a command or something like at the beginning of the stream because I always drop the Discord link. I'm gonna put something there that says like drop a 1 if you can hear us.
You drop the 1.
Yeah, we're gonna adopt that from PBO.
Automate it.
Yeah, just have it in another. What B-Dubs had in another window, she just didn't peek at it. I was like,
and nonetheless, Space Tacos, I would have been pulling out my tinfoil hat, thinking that like YouTube's trying to censor us or something.
Yeah, right. We got.
They're like, oh, now he's talking, smack about Gemini.
Yeah, since Google owns YouTube.
Yeah, and the Payne's mentioning about his first pre-audit the other day. Yeah, and I think you dropped some of that information in Discord too. You were like given the architecture and what your game plan was, and
let me know. He came on my channel.
Some more info.
Chopped it up about it. So he came on my live and we talked about it a little bit. So yeah, they're always eye-opening, even from a company's view. Shout out, Luke.
I skimmed through the majority of it there. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think you mentioned that they do have HIPAA compliance, and then you're just trying to work with their best practices. Welcome to the party, pal, Luke. Let's see. Did you schedule your video for Tuesday PBO?
I have not. I'm procrastinating.
Oh my gosh.
I was
slacker.
I was relaxing, laying down a little bit, and I kept saying, "They're not live yet. What's going on?"
So when you first joined, you had this really confused look on your face, and I thought you were just very confused at the AI we were showing, and I was like, "Wow, PBO has some words to say about this AI." I was ready for the throw punches,
No.
I mean, that's what I was expecting. I thought PBO was going to come up and either be like, "Oh yeah, ChatGPT does my job already," or he was going to be like, "Oh hell no, don't do this."
Yeah, it was going to be one extreme or the other. I was ready for it.
I'm not going there, Brexy. I'm not going there.
No.
Facts.
No.
We were actually been using ChatGPT to do some pair programming. So I actually been doing some data engineering stuff.
What the hell is that? What is pair programming?
Just kind of like ChatGPT help you. Like I was doing some infrastructure setup for AWS. So I was like,
is pair like a local language for them, or?
Yeah, pair programming. In the old days, two people would work on something, then they would get together because they had to integrate and they would help each other. So they call that pair programming.
Oh, I thought it was just like the latest term for vibe coding or something.
No.
I thought it was a new language.
It's pretty close to that. That's just some language. That's probably old, but yeah, they should call it teaming up and actually kind of helping each other because your parts integrate. So I just been doing it with ChatGPT. I was doing some AWS. I was doing some infrastructure. I couldn't get something to work. So I was like, here's my logs. ChatGPT, I was like, oh, you missing your blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I didn't think I needed that. Okay, let me put that in there. So it's just kind of been interesting to use ChatGPT for infrastructure setup.
Yeah, and I'm going to pin that message on that other stream too. I'll delete that after this. But yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah, that was real fun.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah.
Hope everybody has a great weekend and so forth. Yeah, peer. Yeah, and I thought he was talking about like pear as in like the fruit, and it was like a new language or something. Especially with everything that's out there nowadays.
Yeah, I heard pear too.
I misenunciated that. I was saying it wrong. I thought it was pear like in two. Let me Google that. He's probably right. I could be
peer coding.
It's the latest Apple, It's the new Apple. Pear.
Oh my god. It's the new Apple low code based language.
Yeah, right.
That's also something else that ChatGPT recently, or since the last time I tried it out, implemented is now they have like recording option. I don't know how I feel about it, but you can, for Mac OS only, you can download their app and then it gains access. You can grant it access to transcribe audio. You can use it for like meetings and so forth. And the weird thing about it is it will not notify who you're in a meeting with. So it just goes off of your system audio based on, like you join a Teams meeting or a Google meeting, and it'll automatically translate the audio going through the computer on both ends.
So that's a application that you download. Is it local or is it sending that data elsewhere?
It sends it. It sends it to the cloud. It transcribes, and then it states that it deletes the audio after transcribing.
I wouldn't trust it. I use Gemini with Workspace, but that's with Workspace, really secured.
I think the difference is
the data for training.
Well, and you can disable the data for training with ChatGPT too, just like you can with Gemini. Yeah, I think it just depends on who you prefer to have your information is what it really comes down to.
The other side of it too is Gemini automatically tells the other person that I'm recording. And I think that's important. Even if it's not required, I still think it's important that the other person is aware.
Correct. I think that's the main issue with it. But the benefit is that it works on everything. Like you can have it transcribe videos that you're watching, or any type of audio whatsoever. So with no integration needed, whereas like Gemini only works with Google Meet. So.
Ooh. I was correct. This pair programming, but go ahead.
No, I had to come online to tell you I'm sorry, sir. It's the way you said it. I thought of an apple, like an apple pear. I was like, why am I going to fruit? So then I was like, maybe
that was my
peer,
thought.
like peer, like your peers. And then I was like, oh, he means a pear, like a two of a kind. Okay, gotcha.
Not the fruit. That's an old term, though. I had to Google it real quick to make sure, like, which one is it? But yeah, I programmed really hard, probably in 10 years.
Yeah, I like pear better though.
Yeah, I like a pair. Facts. But no, that's just an old term. So I was actually using ChatGPT. We were setting up some AWS infrastructure in a NIST format. So I was asking us some encryption questions, some key questions, and just kind of walking through that.
Pear is a new Linux OS operating system there, So,
yeah, facts.
It would not surprise me.
I do love Linux. I'm usually Red Hat, but Ubuntu now has got the sticks for Ubuntu, so I only use OSs that I can stick. Shout out to the old people.
Yeah, Ubuntu USG with Ubuntu Pro. And one of the cool things with Ubuntu Pro is that you can get up to 5 licenses for $0 for personal use. And you can play around with that. So you can deploy like a Ubuntu VM, and then you can apply the your Ubuntu Pro subscription to it using a license key, and then you can go through and do use USG, which is the program that they use for CIS and STIG audits and so forth. It's really neat. It's a great project. I think that would look good on a resume, just as like a project that you've done before.
Yeah, I just did Red Hat for so long, so I just kind of. And Red Hat,
I haven't had to use a STIG at all yet. I mean, sorry, let me start over. I haven't seen a STIG at all in anything I've done. But is it mostly just like the government side, right?
STIG is usually DoD. I've seen state ramp now. FedRAMP is actually calling out STIG. So that's the only time I've seen people as a requirement to use a STIG.
Oh, have you worked with any of the CIS guidelines, the benchmarks?
No, not not like no, not directly. I'll say it like that. Like there's a lot of the companies that refer to, we use the CIS standards, to meet these requirements. However, they're meeting the requirements of whatever I'm looking at, so I don't need to dig into the CIS because you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I can look at the configuration and tell, and then yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really neat because also like the CIS benchmarks, you could download. It's just like the STIGs. You could download the documents and it gives you step by step, like, hey, this is what should be applied for these this level. And like the STIGs even go into detail on like exactly how you set that up too.
Shout out to Space Taco. She's got a stick channel on there. I dropped a couple of videos in there. So shout out to me too. So
I'm just glad Space Tacos can have a productive day after all of her midday meditating.
Right.
I hate meditating, man. I've been trying to meditate more, man.
Hey, we're just trying to provide an environment where we can learn and grow together, right? And sometimes it's meditating in silence.
Sometimes it's talking for 22 minutes and nobody's there to listen.
Facts.
PBO came up.
Chris and Meetup starts a show at 12 and there's nobody around to listen. Did it actually happen?
If I was up here by myself and that happened, oh my goodness. I'm not as good at talking to myself in public. Privately is differently, but it's
Wait,
different.
what?
Hey, I could have went the entire hour with not even realizing that it never went live, just talking to myself. So that would have been a lot of NIST on a re-upload.
The good thing is if it was B-dubs, you wouldn't see all the awkward, trying to figure out what to talk about for an hour.
Maybe.
But I mean, hey, it was the both of us and we were having a good time. It was a good stream.
We had a solid 22 minutes, not even streaming apparently.
Yeah, I mean, everyone missed it.
Y'all come up there, we're really having a good conversation. I'm like, what y'all doing?
Yeah, we were into it.
Well, and I thought PBO was just hopping on to join the conversation.
I did too.
Okay.
Damn, Amazon. I bought a 64-ounce pool cleaner. Anyways, they gave me 2 32-ounce bottles. I bought the 64-ounce one bottle. What's wrong with y'all?
Shout out to Amazon, man. I love Amazon.
Yeah, I was really waiting to hear PBO's insights on the AI that we were talking about, but didn't get that.
Yeah, Space Tacos. I used to do yoga, and they wanted us to meditate for the first 15 minutes. I would be antsy. I told them I paid $20. We need to go ASAP. We need to get to moving. Shout out to Vinyasa.
Well, I hope she had a candle lit earlier because she didn't seem to be struggling with it then when we were streaming, but we weren't.
Shout out to them.
She said you're kind of like the white noise, B-dubs that goes on in the background. She's like, I don't hear them right now, but it's okay. Hey, PBO, if you could just meditate by breathing, not even trying to get into that focused state, but just the breathing, calming yourself, that's a form of meditation too. Just
I know they really, because I need to get back to when I do a yoga. They said the biggest part of yoga is breathing. All the movements just to get you to get your breath right. I told them I pay money to move, so let's go. But no, that's something I kind of struggle with. My mind is constantly moving. Like when I was married and I had to go to couples therapy, I told them I'm comfortable with all my demons, so I need to keep moving.
I don't think I've meditated in 10 years.
I'm at work, no candles. Shout out to B-dubs getting the money. Let's get the money.
I mean,
I think that was Space Tacos, but yeah.
That explains a lot if you haven't meditated in the last 10 years.
Get the money.
I mean, hey, it could be worse. I was busy watching PBO streams. All of the, 800 plus videos.
Facts.
Yeah. You didn't just run it through.
You put those all into Notebook LL. Yeah, there it is. Put it all in a Notebook LM, and he got his.
I would love to, but the problem is Notebook LM maxes out at 300 sources, and so that is kind of a downside.
Well, you could do 3 parts, 3 different Notebook LMs, or do a Notebook LM per, whatever his.
I think I would prefer PBO to just go back through and clean up all of his videos first.
Facts.
That was never gonna happen.
That would save a lot of time.
That is.
I'm shocked you haven't just ran the transcripts through your AI tool of the day and provide a summary of all 800 videos.
I don't have much interest in going through and copying over 830 video links.
Oh, come on.
That is a lot, man. I'm automated.
I wonder if it would say there's just an angry man talking so much about IT and networks and Stigs. There's so many Stigs. Everywhere's a Stigs. And of course, it does it in that accent. I don't know why, but
I mean, we could literally go through and have it just transcribe everything and then just prompt ChatGPT and be like, give us a summary about PBO and what he cares about. And it's just like 53 is God.
oh, you could write a book that way, maybe. Like, take all my best parts.
Yeah.
And then,
What's famous
create yourself a
famous
book.
last words of PBO?
I'm a throat puncher.
Probably.
53. 53. I'm anti.
Oh, that's right. If it ain't 53, it ain't for me.
Yeah, facts, man. Every time I talk to somebody from CMMC, I'll be attacking them.
Yeah, we need to get that on a t-shirt. If it ain't 53, it ain't for me. And then like around the sleeve, we'll just have like the words that say like 853 for life.
No, the sleeve needs to have a QR code to the 853.
I find that so funny. I did that to troll PBO, but people actually like it. Some people have gotten the PBO shout out to me t-shirt, and we put a QR code to his YouTube channel on his sleeve and on the t-shirt itself. And it works.
I need to order my
PBO doesn't like QR codes.
Yeah, I hate them.
And then you got to do the song. How about you do I'll do a YouTube video for you. Shout out to me. Shout out to me and you.
I'm going to do a rap.
Oh, God.
I mean,
I do
you
like
don't
that.
have to make a video now. We'll just cut that clip out. Right
You
go.
are way too excited for Friday, David.
Man, I'm having fun. I'm doing a high trust E1 right now. I'm actually working. If anybody at work seeing me on this, I'm actually working.
I mean,
Yeah, working.
it's lunch. I tell people I'm at lunch right now.
Yeah, right.
Lunch. It's 12 noon here. Lunch.
Let's see here. I was watching and finished PBO's NIST 830 risk assessment video. Good insight. I wanted to understand what I actually do, which is running STIG scans all day. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Yeah.
Risky, I probably, if you do NIST, once again, I put 3 or 4 on Space Tacos. I probably got 6 STIG videos. I did Apache, Tomcat, Oracle, and a couple other technologies just to kind of, but now shout out to you doing STIG scans all day. Obviously, you're doing federal work.
Yeah, the 37 and 39, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say 34, but I'm tired. I think
I'm just
Wow.
loving that. I'm just loving that name, Risky.
PBO slipping over here talking about 834.
Thanks.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
Risky
when
is a
PBO
good
has to
name.
retire, that's when he starts calling the 53, 47.
No, I was calling the 37, 34. 34. It's funny because I always do risk bottom up, meaning when I do a STIG scan, it gives you all the risk, high, medium, low. And that's really what I use for risk to report up to management. I never go top down. It's very few times where, like you said, 37, 39. It's very few times I go top at 30 and go top down. Those are top down. I end up going bottom up from the scans. Because if I got a Cat 1, that's risky. If it's on my Oracle database, I collect taxes. That means the tax system's in play, and that would be a violation for the IRS. So I always go bottom up.
Space
There's
Tacos,
also
that
a
was
really.
the goal. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. For Bob Barker? Oh, the Price is Right
The
theme
Price is
song.
Right theme song, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
that
didn't
makes
even know
more
that.
sense now.
PBO's
told-
mom loved it until he told me that. But then I was like, I had thought about that before. I just said it kind of goes with it. Da 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 me. Shout out to me and ye. So there you go.
Yeah, I love it. I love that show.
That was on.
Yeah, and so
70.
for the 53 process, there's a really good resource from Aaron Lounge for that. It's an entire diagram for the whole process, and it has the numbers that relate to the document as well for the 37.
I just do 53.
Yeah, who knew those Brits could do a good job over there, right?
53.
Isn't Aaron Langa the guy you're talking about?
Yeah. He is hardcore ISO, but he does talk about NIST.
Boo.
So,
Boo. I guess if you Britain, that's actually a European standard. Even though I see a lot more in the U.S. now. But
Yeah, we got a lot of it. I'm not doing any of it yet, but I have one of my. That's why another reason I got to go QSA, because one of our lead QSA has been doing a lot of ISOs and state ramp, fed ramp. We got qualified as a C3PO. That's it. Yeah.
3PAO, man.
Yeah, I know.
You talking about Star Wars?
I know,
Hey,
right?
I'm here for the
yeah.
C3PO.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that's Star Wars. Even though I love, I do have the Disney Channel. I'm always watching a ton of Star Wars.
But Chris, you were talking about the agentic AI probably well before we were able to see you, but right after you started, and I've used it a couple times on the ChatGPT. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, Risky. That's the same guy who runs GRC Labs. So he went through and made this diagram. I dropped this in the live chat channel in our Discord server. It's a PDF document. And so here, I don't think it's going to let us like really zoom in too much and whatnot. But it provides some really good context and links everything to the document for the 37, for the 853 process.
Maybe he was German. I'm not sure. How about this? I'll just say he's over there in the Europe, Asia area codes. Okay,
Yeah.
they're space tacos.
Yeah. 53 is so big by itself. So you're trying to master all that. By the time you do 53, now they didn't put A and B out there, and A was huge by itself.
Well, and the A is the one that actually has like the very detailed information for each one, right?
Yep, for the testing piece.
Yeah, that's a great read. That's what you should be reading.
I just from the IRS and like Riz say, I make my living off the scans, so I don't need to interpret the test. That is the test.
So what you mean is that your job's replaceable by ChatGPT right now?
Yes and no. The mundane, repeatable stuff, but my intellectual knowledge of mitigating controls is where I make my living.
Damn.
What was that you were talking about last night towards the end of the stream on how you have that talk, ability to talk and so forth, just in case your employer's watching?
Oh, no, I'm cool. But that's how I make my money with Dave. Dave's going to be like, what about this? This is our mitigating control. Dave's going to be like, I don't think that's correct mitigating control. I'm going to go, you are incorrect. We got to have a discussion. You are incorrect. That's why I believe the mitigating controls equal this control, right? So I got to sell Dave on that.
Well, it's not just the mitigating, it's compensating, right? So
Right,
that's
right.
yeah.
You're right. No,
If you're
right.
mitigating it, then you don't have any reason to bring it up, right? If you mitigated the risk to a point, well, let me start over, to a point that it's not either a vulnerability or really like your definition of risk. Did you mitigate it enough that you can accept it? Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say, right?
I guess you're right, but the issue with that is I still got to have a conversation because that's my judgment. Right?
Of course.
I can't. It's when I scan, it's gonna say I failed, but I say these are my checks. So if
cool. I've never done that scan.
I go, yeah, I'm PBO. I'm good, right? Now we gotta have a discussion with the auditor. Well, how did you do it? Okay, this encryption, you use that, or you took it off the internet and made it internal. That's what blah blah blah. So,
well, I have never done this. You're talking about the STIG scans, right?
Yes,
I haven't done those, so I've never seen it, but.
Yeah. But CIS scans a lot of times, anything that you scan that you didn't fully implement, right? There's going to be mitigated control or reduce risk. I got to have a conversation with the auditor to make sure we, have an understanding because they got to really validate the risk. My compensated controls or my mitigated controls. They got to validate that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I mean, you could tell me like, oh, this takes care of that. But if I look it up and say, how does it take care of it? Because it's not a simple implementation, right?
Dave's a veteran. I'll be nice. But if I get a junior, I'm trying to run over him. You don't have enough experience to even have a conversation with me.
That's what
that reminds me of the interview last night.
I thought we were nice to Brother Cam. I thought we had a cordial interview.
But hey, that's when you stop real quick, PBO, and say, you know what? Let me circle back with my internal team, and that's when we're gonna come after you. You better be ready.
No, that's my job. I don't need a team. I am the team.
Oh gosh!
I am the team. Let's go. Let's go.
That's when you say, "Shout out to me."
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to the SCAP. No, facts. I love SCAP, especially on Linux. I'm definitely a SCAP guy. But like I said, I'm old. But
No, you don't say. Poor
but,
PBO.
but the part is, I think that's where I think we need to talk more about an agency is when you're not implementing that exact control. That's the discussion between you and the auditor. How do you pass, not pass? How do you get your documentation together? Because I'm gonna hit Dave with about 100 pages of documentation. I'm gonna keep him busy. I'm gonna download the key scan, the FIPS 140-3. I took it off the internet, so I'm gonna give him about 50, 60 pages to keep him busy. Junior auditors usually give up when they see that many pages. Obviously, he know what he's doing. He gave me a lot of pages. So,
I'm just going to say, show me the configuration. Show me an example.
here it is.
So,
go ahead,
PBO, I had another question for you too.
Anytime.
So what the hell did you do before 853 came out in 2006?
That's where I was getting my tech background. I got a bachelor's computer science. So I programmed for the first 10 years doing Oracle, Java, PL SQL backend stuff. Then I became an Oracle DBA. Then I did web programming. So I was Apache and Tomcat admin. So when I went to DOD, I put all those skills together and they were like, we need to get secure. Let's do this. So I took all that technology and like Dave said, I was doing configuration files. I was doing encryption keys because I had that background.
I was just kind of curious how you lived, half your life before 53 was a thing.
But and Dave probably know this. I'm a little older. That's the way it used to be. You just couldn't show up in cybersecurity. They wanted you to have background on stuff before you got in cybersecurity. They wanted you to have some technology background. The GRC really didn't exist. So all the people I work with were old, and they came from tech background, web admin. I work with a lot of sysadmins because when you look at the STIGs, those are technologies you have to configure. So if you don't know where those STIGs are at or those
like in that book that I talked about before. Jesus.
With the 600
principles of cybersecurity. I forget who the author is offhand. Rick Ross?
No, that's a rapper.
Something like that.
That's a rapper. I love Rick Ross because he's fat like me. He got money and he gets beautiful women. Shout out to Rick Ross. He the one barking. Big Meech.
Damn,
Rick Howard. That's who it is.
He's trying to say you're old.
Ooh.
Yeah, Rick Howard, Cybersecurity First Principles. In this book, he outlines how cybersecurity has failed for decades, and he mentions like all the way back to the 60s and 70s. And then he also talks about how, cybersecurity was never implemented as, secure by design. And cybersecurity was like an outcast, like non-existent before like 2004, 2005. It was like not really as much of a thing.
What cybersecurity was best practices by the vendor. The vendor said this is how it's secure, so they did it, but it wasn't like its own, like this is security until people start putting shit on the internet and people start stealing money. That's what I think cybersecurity. But in the old days, it's just like Oracle, this is the best practice. Or shout out to Risk Key. I used to do Sun Solaris. I used to make my money. That was my favorite. That was my favorite Unix box. That's how Red Hat. It was a fork of Linux. But no, that's a separate thing. But no, people don't realize GRC probably just came about the last 10 years really heavily. Like we had a little FISMA, HIPAA, and hospital had a few. But I don't think
a lot of people. A lot of people, like even in risk management, haven't even heard of GRC before. Like it didn't even really start becoming a thing until like 2017, and then like even today, modern world, a lot of people still don't even know about it.
GRC,
but yeah.
Well, neither did risk assessments or risk matrix, they started out slow. Maybe they were more along the lines of the business plan, right? But they weren't always thought out completely. And IT was everything. Information. If you were in the IT, you did everything, right?
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. It wasn't separated. Like I said, it was mostly best practices. As a DBA, this is what Oracle said you should do to security, and you did it. It wasn't like it was separate security. It was just part of your job, right? So,
did you answer the pain here, PBO?
I did not. Was Alan Turing? Actually, I love the movie. But yeah, I'm not that old, but I am up there. My boss, he's a little older than me. I'm interviewing. He actually did punch cards where you
Yeah.
actually put cards in at a program. You didn't write them. Asked before me. He said he was I can tell you, at IU University. He said he dropped his punch cards one day. He had like 100 punch cards. You got to put them back in order. So that's
Imagine
how was
if you
Miss
like
Lovelace
lost
then
one.
as your student, right? Miss Lovelace.
facts.
I mean,
Facts.
going back even further, right?
No, facts. I'm old enough though where in my bachelor's time, we had a history of computers. They probably don't even talk about that very much. I actually had to write a paper on that stuff. That's how old I am.
All right, and then we're at like the top of the hour now. So, did you guys have any final last words, David?
Y'all keep it up, keep it cool, be safe over the holiday. If you can take Monday off, good for you. If you're off right now, good for you. But hey, for those that don't celebrate, like that guy in that upper left on my screen, just enjoy the day.
You celebrate. You shop, man.
What about you, PBO? What are you streaming Tuesday? You getting that scheduled tonight?
I'll probably get a schedule. I'm gonna do some AI stuff to kick off my first move of time up to 7. Do some AI. Probably do some AWS. How do you secure the data before you get it to AI? And talk a little.
Something that somebody was asking me recently is they were looking for like a workshop walkthrough of like how you can check permissions in AWS.
I got a video. You do AWS config.
Do you? Of course you have a video on that.
AWS config, you can scan, you pick your compliance, be high trust, 53, NIST, and it'll scan there and come up. And there's AWS has a config website. It shows you all the checks that you need to secure for which technology stack you're using.
That sounds like a lot of work.
No, it's easy. Actually, the cool thing is somebody hired me to do that. We end up having a disagreement, but I gave them all. They said they never seen the check. So I actually worked with the CTO. I didn't do shit. I was like, here's how you need to do to secure it. Let me know if you got any questions.
Here's a really good question for David and PBO. Hey, David, how does the company, actually identify or address the risk tolerance and appetite?
It's actually finance as an arbitrary.
Well, number one, that's obviously all on them, like what they what they do compared to the other part of the market. But I mean, really, it's how much are you willing to lose? I mean, you got to start with that, and then you say, okay, I can accept this amount. How much vulnerability? It's not just one person going around. Yeah, they could do the interviews or whatever.
Mhm.
However, it takes the whole organization. I mean, they talk about this a lot in the ISAC and the CISA, about the appetite, and so it really depends on many things. But what line of work are you in? How much can you be sued for? Can you lose your job? Can you be told sued out of business? There's all those different things, and then say, okay, now that we have some type of understanding,
Mhm.
how much are we willing to accept? How much are we going to transfer? How much are we going to do our best to mitigate? And then how much finally are we going to accept? So. And then they assign numbers depending. Usually it's like 1 through 5. I've seen it many different ways, but then they have that matrix, and they say, "Well, we're in this little realm right here." So we call that a 3. It's likelihood and impact, right? It's risk, likelihood, and impact. So,
and he's 100% correct. As a consultant, what I do is get them started thinking in that right direction. A lot of times, if you're NIST 800, like we were talking about. This is the control. If we can't meet this control, what can we do? And what's the compensation? Because we can't meet this control, what's the risk of we getting hacked? Okay, and if it's a category 10 from a CVE, that's open to the wild, right? Our risks are going to be off the chart, right? Because like when you scan, a lot of times you get CVE scores from 10, meaning it's being attacked in the wild, or 0. So you as a consultant, I help leadership think about that in certain ways. Like, oh no, that's a 10. If we get hacked, you would be considered negligent and you will get sued. Like Dave said, we're gonna be out of business. Now, if it's a 2, the likelihood of you getting hacked. So I use the CVE, the scan to kind of get us talking in that direction, right? You as consultant would be like, okay.
I meant from an enterprise. I apologize. I'm speaking.
No.
You're speaking more like the IT realm. I'm speaking more like the whole enterprise.
That's what I just said originally was I start from the bottom up because most organizations are not smart enough to get it from top down.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean by that.
Right. My thought I should play, but no, I think that's a harder struggle when you talk about enterprise. And me and Chris had this conversation. most companies don't do enterprise risk, especially from IT. I usually see it done from financial. Even large companies, I don't see it. Maybe Dave.
I think one of the biggest things,
wilderness sees it a little more. I just don't see it. Go ahead, Chris. My bad.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things with this though is that the shareholders need to be aware of that. They're the ones who decide the tolerance and appetite and everything else.
No, the shareholders do not. The reason why the shareholders do not, that's why you pay your compliance director. They have no knowledge. You got people that's a janitor buying stocks. They pay the CEO and the infrastructure handler, Chris.
I meant the actual board, the buyer.
Shareholders, like the whole.
Like the board itself. That's what I meant, not by like the individual shareholder.
Recently, the board just started putting technology people on there. They want you to report to the board. I've given reports that went up to the board. Yeah. So a lot of times they're like, tell us what we need. They need explaining to it. Unless you're getting those top-notch guys, the board don't even know a lot of times about that risk.
That said it really well. It really comes down to how much money you're willing to spend or lose. So I think to add to his point, it's or lose. So
I push back on that because most people are cheap. Most people think of IT as a cost center. They're trying to spend little as they can. So you got to convince them of why they need to spend money.
Well, exactly. And that's where it becomes like being the translator there too. But yeah,
most people
document.
Chime in on that, Dave. You see, most people suck at that business to IT translate. That's why you need a whole PMO project manager office because we can't communicate.
That's why the best CIOs, CTOs, CISOs are ones that have the ability to talk to people and to make highly educated guesses. I'll just use it like that. But to take the knowledge that somebody from development has and then to translate that into board talk. And I call it board talk because, so you can say, so long story short, if we don't pay Brad in development to safely secure our code, we're going to be screwed, okay, out of millions of dollars. And then the board's like, oh shit, let's pay Brad, or let's get Brad a team.
I hear what you, but most time they push back. My homie down the street ain't paying that money. They be talking
also, Jack Scott did a really good presentation about hacking the boardroom, communicating cybersecurity risks, and getting funding. That I just dropped in chat there as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What about you, B-Dubs? Final last words or remarks?
I mean, it's top of the hour. I've had a great, hour and 10-minute stream. I don't know about everybody else, but I've had a lot of fun. Everyone have a great weekend. Go touch some grass.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I think we can make an entire stream. And maybe that's what you should do on Tuesday. Talk all about risk appetite and
I think about it. For me, it's
that could be its own stream.
Yeah, I think Dave would be more.
What I really wanted to see is a video from you about how to communicate with the board, with the business itself.
I don't do that. My big boss told me, he said, I would never let PBO do that. That's not his strength. No, I don't know. Because after a while that smooths and talk, I'll be like, y'all know what the hell y'all doing.
I'm sure you know somebody. You probably know somebody you could interview.
Oh yeah, I got a ton of people to do that.
We're just waiting on you, PBO.
Make the video and I'll help you with it, PBO. We'll be on, you have a hat. You put on this hat and then you turn your chair around and you talk to yourself like, this is some bullshit. And then you put the hat back on like, you ain't never getting the money for that.
No, Ken and Peele did the one where Obama's talking and he said, how do you break it down and not be angry? So I'll do that. I'll say the PC way and the PBO way. No, I'm just playing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I want to see a video of PBO acting as PBO and then acting as the board members. And, and having full conversations.
We could have Cam do the editing.
Yeah, Cam can do the editing. That'd be a really great video. I love it. Let's do it.
How to throat punch the board for funding.
Let's
figurative. Hey, Space Tacos, you got to be how to figuratively throat punch.
No, I'll be throwing a punch, but no. But shout out to Jack Scott. That's more in her realm.
I'm gonna watch that video after we get off. I mean, I'm gonna go to work and then
that's
I'll
a really good
later.
one. Yeah, that was in Denver at Wild West Hacking Fest in Denver earlier this year. But yeah, I'll thank you guys for hopping in, even with the delay because of the streaming and so forth. I'll probably upload the video separately as well, just so it's all in there. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Catch you guys in Discord, GRC Mafia.